Hey there. You're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more of Tyranny. We have been playing as Zedma Arcannon, a mage, a historian, a sage, and a scholar. Let's rejoin his story in the camp of the Disfavored. In the last episode, Zedma and our newest companion, Verse, spent some time talking to the Archons, Graven Ash, and the Voices of Narat. We spent a little bit of time exploring the camp,
On it.
but there are a few people I'd like to talk to here. What do you mean you haven't heard from Commander Ironcore? It's been a full span since we saw him. Last we heard, Master Radix said to keep an eye on the northeastern pass, that he'd be coming through there. Oh, the northeast. For the mercy of Kyros, we don't have the soldiers to send hunting down through the trees for our own damn earth shakers. Okay. Well, the northern pass, which is here in Edgering Ruins, is this is the only way into this valley, and, well, it's been blocked by Kyros' wrath, basically. And that's the main part of the story. We're all trapped here in this valley unless we can defeat the Oathbreakers. Anyway, let's talk to Ceveus. Fatebinder, Zedma Arcannon, am I right? I'm Ceveus, commander in 3rd generation Disfavored. Specifically, I'm Ceveus the Younger. Some folks can't keep track. The rank says commander, but lately I'm just organizing patrols and trying to stay out of the way. You should talk to Iron Marshal if you've something official that needs discussing. What is it you need? Well, one of the main things about Zedma is that he would like to ask lots of questions, find out what's going on. I couldn't help but overhear you asking that Earthshaker where their reinforcements have gone. Is there a problem? I'm afraid so. Radix, the head of the Earthshakers, was supposed to arrive with a group of his most competent spell slingers to help break this stalemate. I don't know what's holding up their arrival, and that worries me. If you were at all inclined to lend a hand, we could use some arcane support on our side. Definitely. Let's see. When I try to decide what to choose, I sit here going, have you checked any, this word always gets me, any caches of confiscated lore? If only our work was that easy. At the Archon of War's behest, we make a bonfire of any illicit tomes or scrolls we might confiscate, at least those that don't slip through our fingers from time to time. The likelihood of finding our missing mages nestled among a stack of parchment is slim. Well, Zedma nods, considering for a moment, and then says, I could agree with you for that. And I will lend a hand. Northern Clearing is now unlocked on the world map. Ceveus, relieved, says, Could you? I knew that Tunan's agent wouldn't fail us in a time of need. I'll mark down the last known site of our Earthshaker reinforcements on your map. Good hunting, Fatebinder. Zedma says, a moment, please, before you go. You seem a man most knowledgeable, a 3rd generation Disfavored. Why do you think the siege has delayed for so long? It should have been over real quick and simple. The first cohort arrived in the valley and went right for the kill, but that was before we knew the Vendrian God had sages and that water witch on their side. At this moment, Zedma's eyebrow would definitely perk up with curiosity. A water witch. That means a sage of the ocean, the water and moon, a wave and ocean. Anyway, a mystical cult that deals in water magic. A bigger problem is the Scarlet Chorus. They eagerly conscript the Vendrian God, but I have no proof of this. But it seems they do very little to keep a watchful eye on these drafted tearsmen. They are often sent out on patrol, and we suspect they use that opportunity to escape back to the Vendrian God. I would not be surprised, says Zedma. Verse is irritated by this accusation. Every chorus conscript has a choice: life under Kyros or death under the army's boots. By all means, feel free to cut down those who choose the latter. We won't be offended. Just so we don't mistake each other, I know what I'm saying carries an implication of treachery. I'm not making a formal accusation before Tunan's agent. I'm just voicing my gut opinion on the matter. Zedma turns and looks at Verse and Ceveus, and then says pointedly, the two armies, you both, for example, haven't worked well together in years. Why do you think that is? Ceveus responds, come on, Binder. It seems like asking why beasts stink. The Disfavored are only too eager to deliver Kyros' peace to the tears, while the Scarlet Chorus bring only mayhem in their wake. You can tell me the voices of Nerat has a plan, and I'll take your word for it, but the chorus sure seems to blunder around, never moving with purpose as we do. He's got a point. The chorus is definitely a bunch of rabble, basically. I'm sure Verse will have something to say about this, and she does. I wonder if we've been fighting the same war, soldier. I've seen Ash yank his precious soldiers away from more battles than he's won. If you want to call that progress, be my guest. Well, she's got a point too. Graven Ash takes warriors out of the battlefield and heals them through some sort of magic no one knows. But they always come back to the battle. Ceveus responds to Verse, unless we find a way to work as one, I fear that the Scarlet Chorus will step in front of Graven Ash's strategies at every turn. As far as I'm concerned, it seems like the voices of Nerat is here to amuse himself, while the rest of us are here to do our job. And that brings up to me, says Zedma, a question. What is your job? Tell me about yourself, Ceveus. Ceveus shrugs. Not much to tell. My father was Ceveus the Elder. His father was Ceveus the First of his name, lead drill master of Ash's first Iron Guard. Iron Guard. The Iron Guard is the Disfavored High Command, an inner circle of commanders handpicked by Graven Ash. Yes. Back when they were the Bronze Guard. I was born into the Legion, and with any hope, I'll die in the Legion. The rest you will hopefully hear about. The rest you will hopefully hear about when the storytellers immortalize me. Oh, interesting. So Ash has been around before Kyros. Before he bent the knee to Kyros, Graven Ash rallied his legions against the Overlord's authority. Oh yeah, his prowess on the battlefield ingratiated him to the Archons, who welcomed him into their ranks in exchange for his obedience. The Bronze God. Well, his day and age was a century ago, and they didn't have Kyros' modern luxuries like iron. So back then, the great general's inner council was known as the Bronze God. Yes. And your father was with the Bronze Guard. Your family must have been with Ash since before he was with Kyros, said Zedma, surprised. Nice. Some lore experience. We could definitely use that. Aye. You know your history. Ceveus nods with gusto. The blood goes back that far, not the memories. As I only ever knew my father, my grandfather was just a legend. One of Ash's best warriors, back before the Disfavored were reforged in iron. I'm proud of my heritage, he shrugs. But I try not to brag. Too late. There are folks who love the Legion every bit as much as I do, but they lack the same pedigree. Well, I'm glad to see that you have your own identity outside of the Legion. Failing to conceal a smile, Verse chuckles to herself. Oh, I see it. That was supposed to be an insult. I get it. Well, like a backhanded compliment. Ceveus coughs stoically but says nothing. Well, I suppose that ends our conversation with Ceveus. Farewell, says Zedma. I must attend to matters. Okay, so we have a new quest, the Earthshaker Reinforcements. Go to the Northern Clearing, which we will do after we have visited the Scarlet Chorus camp. Then we'll go out and take care of some of these quests to save on travel time and eating up our 8 days quicker than I would like to. And this is Iron Marshal Arenos of the Iron Guard. And we'll speak to her. I think we'll take this quest because I believe that Zedma would be more interested in getting to know the Scarlet Chorus and then deciding which army he's going to help first and how they handle themselves. He thinks that the Scarlet Chorus are going to be more interesting and, frankly, more in need of his help. Let's see here. Pentabor to sell, buy and sell from. So let's head into the inventory. I think the way I'm going to handle this inventory management throughout this Let's Play is to do most of it off screen. But in the beginning, just to show you guys how the inventory works and what my plans are with the characters, I'll keep it on screen. So one of you wonderful people told me that I didn't put his boots on because I didn't drop it in the right spot. I thought you could just drop it right on the character like that, but you can't. Actually, I have to put it on. So we're going to put his ceremonial boots on. And these, let's put these in here. And the other thing we're going to do is I learned the hard way that it's very important to take all of these potions and whatnot out of the stash and put them in quick items, because in combat I found out to my dismay that you can't access these things that are in the stash. So I was neatly keeping things all lined up right here where they were doing me not a bit of good. Over here we have some bangles, quick finger bangles. Yep. And those are going to go to Verse because I need her to be very speedy on the draw. You can right click on it and see a little bit more about the item. And in actuality, reading some of the flavor text from the items can be almost as interesting as reading through the game itself. Some of the some items have, as you can see with these boots, text behind them that give you more information about the world. So, okay. Let's see, what else do we want to take out? Anything else here? That's just a place for sort of stuff that you can sell right away. Anything that ends up here automatically, you can sell it. It's just basically cash loot. So verse, let's see how this stacks up to her bow. Oops. I'm not sure if I'm going to even have her using a bow. I think she's probably going to be using her 2 daggers. The only problem is that her daggers are not really good against armor. So she should really be put up against the people who don't have a lot of armor. Piercing is not good against armor. That's my understanding. Let me know if I'm wrong. So the Tearsman Spine bow, these are basically identical, so I'll sell them. Don't have any need for these, I don't think, and I don't think I will have a character with a need for them. So I'll probably sell those too. Let's see if she has the best that we can for her clothes. Yeah, that's no good for her. This light armor, stone shield, gloves could be helpful for her. How do they compare against what you have? I think I might give these to Verse because she's got some speed to overcome the recovery negative. Yeah, and I perceive that Zedma will not... Eventually, I believe that he'll be a little bit back, not in the front lines. He'll be a damage dealer who's standing a little bit in the back. Verse would need these, so let's drop them in here. This head wrap on Verse, she doesn't have any head wrap at all, or any helmet at all. But this Scarlet Fury helm is probably best for her. Let's put it on and then see how it compares to the head wrap, which I doubt it does at all. Yep, don't need the head wrap. This is all heavy armor, and my character's not heavy armor, probably end up selling that. I'll keep it to see if I think we might get a heavy armor companion. But I don't think there is anyone except for Barrick. And Barrick has his own armor, which cannot be removed. So I have removed the auto leveling for characters, and I'm going to level the characters up myself. I'll do that in between episodes and then let you know what I chose, because it takes a while for me to think through what I want to do with them. The same with you for the level up. So I will do those between the episodes and let you know, but let me do a little bit of buying and selling here. Pentabor says, "Hail to you, guardian of the law." The man dressed in merchant finery greets you with a smile. If you have a few excess rings weighing you down, best unburden yourself before battle. You know that if the Disfavored suffer a merchant in their camp, that must be a man selling only the finest provisions and armaments. Take a look and see if something interests you. How did you come to work with the Disfavored, says Zedma. Hard work and good suppliers. When Tunan's men came to my village, all the merchants were given different lists of what they were or weren't permitted to trade. He smiles, hands on hips. In Kyros' wisdom, my record must have been a good one, because I was given the right to trade all manner of goods. Most importantly, arms. Not a lot of merchants can legally sell weapons. It was like that even before Kyros. That's good to know. Zedma says, please, let me see your wares. Pentabor rubs his hands, eyes alight. Let's see if we can find something you might like. So we're gonna sell, because I'm saving up to get magic items. We will not need that. Or I want to... I was wondering if this could only be worn by my character. Yeah, those are Fatebinder boots. I wouldn't give them to another character, just for... And don't think I have a heavy armor character, but I'll keep these. Actually, I'm pretty sure I don't, so I'm going to sell them because we need the cash, because we're saving up for any time we see any sigils out in the world, then yeah, we're gonna definitely grab those. Okay, so that pretty much emptied our stash. All right, we're good to go. Gonna trade that. And that gives us, actually, here. Here's a Sigil of Frost. We definitely need that. And I keep saying sigil, it's sigil. And one of you very kindly corrected me. I can see your thumbnail, but I cannot remember your name off the top of my head. I'm sorry. But thank you for your wonderful letting me know that it's sigil. Okay, so we've got a lot here, but we have enough consumables to pass out when I'm ready to get us all set up for combat. Oh, let's take that. Also, after we've got some higher, our characters are a little bit higher level and got a complete party, we'll head back to Edring Ruins when somebody has enough subterfuge, and we'll open up a package there and we'll buy some sigils that were there at the merchants. Okay, so I think it is time to head to the Scarlet Chorus camp. I don't think there's anything else to do here right now, because yep, we still can't open that. Sterling, by the way, do you have a sigil? You do. You do. We shall be taking that. Thank you very much. You have a healing potion too. Elemental barrier, lesser healing potion, potion of protection. I'll wait on those. We already have a lot of consumables already to work through. Out to the map we go, and now down to the Scarlet Chorus camp. It will take us 2 hours to travel there. Zedma is very curious about what he's going to find because he's never been at a camp before. Well, that's not true, actually. But to get to know the Scarlet Chorus up close and personal, that will be his first time. It looks like there's something going on here. Take another step, I'll pin your foot to the dirt, says Quiet Shiv. Okay, it looks like there's a heated discussion going on. So let's see if the adjudicator, and I do notice that there's a level up. Like I said, I'll do it in between. And also I will talk to Verse as well too in the next episode. I see that there. Let's see. So what's going on here? It proves everything. Like, for instance, whether you're fit to lead that flock of children. The warrior slams her fists together in a resounding clap. Behind her, the members of her gang posture with weapons held at the ready. Did you not hear the news of the edict? This is a foolish distraction. We should be saving our fight for the enemy. The chorus warrior looks to his gang, giving them a quick nod. Zedma's position on this is that the edict is going to kill us all. Kill everybody in the valley. Men, women, and children, enemy, friend, doesn't matter. Everyone, dead, period, done. And he feels like that should be the only thing on their minds, is saving all of their skins and not doing this arguing back and forth. But yet still, he would want to know what the problem is. What's the problem? Quiet Shiv glances over and then notices that it is a Fatebinder. No problem here, Lord Binder. She tosses her blade in the air, catching it with a smile on the way down. Well, Captain F-Wit over here seems he's about to balk from this challenge. Thinks just because he used to run a ship, he's qualified to run a gang. She spits on the ground, looking up with a scowl. So I'm calling him out. Because the way I see it, his warriors ought to follow me, not this new blood. Shivershank calmly replies, with an haughty air, Captain F-Wit was my father. F-Wit will do just fine. The warrior points at the opposing gang. If we have to prove our strength, we'll do so happily. But I'll have your hands and feet removed, and the rest of you kept for my own use. Do you all not understand what an edict means? If you kill each other, that's one less of you on the battlefield to defeat the true enemy, the Oathbreakers. This is foolish. Stop this at once. Excuse me? This is our way, Fatebinder, and you have no right to stop us. We're not harming anyone outside the chorus. You can just beat her. Oh, you can beat him. Okay. I see. I don't know who you are, says Shivershank, but let's try that. I don't know who you are, says Shivershank, but I don't need your help. He looks back at his gang. I think we'd handle ourselves just fine. Yeah, there's no reason to just, like, beat him. I mean, probably he'd be more likely to beat her if it's going to be any kind of smacking going on. Not because she's female, but just because she's got more attitude and is ruder. Bickering. Well, you know what? I'm thinking about he believes that it's just a matter of No, this is what he would do. Bickering amongst yourselves costs us the war effort as a whole. It does affect others outside the chorus. You've gained wrath with Scarlet Chorus. You've gained favor with Tunon. Oh, good. Well, that's wonderful, because Tunon's who really matters. The gang leader spins her knife for a moment as if her answer balances on its edge. Fine. With her answer, she flicks her knife to the ground and walks away, a spiteful glare cast in your direction. So we've made friends. So it is amusing. You can wager on it. You can side with one team or the other, from what I understand. But, yeah. Let's see what she thinks of us now. Ah, she's friendly now. She just informed us that we need to piss off, which is what we'll do, I guess. And his I can't see. Did you expect me to say thanks? I think it said. Oh gosh. Yeah, I'm not going to read that. As we walk over the bridge into the Scarlet Chorus camp, we're stopped by a guard, who places her hands on her belt as Zedma approaches, gripping the hilt of a blade. Passes point is chorus territory. You don't look like someone's conscript. You sure you're in the right place? I am Zedma Arcannon, Fatebinder of Tunon. I am here to help vanquish the Oathbreakers. You know, I think I was told to expect somebody, but you seem too ugly to be him. Her lips crumple into a smirk. Why exactly should I let you in? This whole, like, pushing people down and stuff. You know, there are, of course, characters that you can play that would do that, you know. Some person who's just not that interested in talking, you know, more used to just using his or her might. But, that's not Zedma's way. Truthfully, I'm here to prevent us all from dying. Move aside. Yes, sounds all very important. The guard lazily waves you in. Come on in, just watch your step around here. Yeah. So, yeah, Zedma is not impressing anybody. So far, our welcome into the Scarlet Chorus has been really awesome. Just awesome. Okay, well, this looks like a cheery place. I do believe there's bodies on poles and, you know, and probably dinner. Goodness knows. Okay, so we're going to save this episode right here. And when we come back, we'll get to know the denizens of the Scarlet Chorus. Did I do that? Yep, I did. Just wasn't sure if it actually took. Wanted to make sure. And I'm going to take us out to the main menu so that I might say to you that I am so glad you joined me for this episode of Tyranny. If you enjoyed what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here for more of this wonderful RPG. And if you are interested in the game, some of you have stated that you are, please feel free to support the developers and buy the game over on Good Old Games. And Good Old Games is a great place to support. You can also get it on Steam. But Good Old Games is DRM free, no Steam client. It's just yours. Buy the game, it's yours. Anyway, as always, thank you so much for watching.